Let's talk about why you would want to work cattle and how to work cattle. There are times when you're wanting to, say, take care of a cow that's birthing, or maybe begin training a milk cow for the first time, or sending some for sale. Maybe it's your first beef. Working an animal and being up close to a 1,000-pound plus animal can be a very intimidating thing. There's a few simple steps that we can do and take to make this process go smoothly and easily. So the first thing is keeping it low stress. And we talked about that already out in the field, about no yelling and low electric prods, keeping a calm demeanor, keeping your personal, even your emotions calm, and keeping your face visible to the animal. The next thing is now the animal itself. And they have what's called a flight zone. And the flight zone is an egg-shaped zone around the animal where when you enter it, they want to move away. People have this. You have those people who step right up close to you and you're like, whoa, I need to back away a little bit. Personal space, right? So we have our cow. And this is its body. These are its eyes, right? There's its little nose, okay? I'm not your Pictionary team member, okay? And the flight zone is smaller toward its head and bigger toward its rear. Okay? The reason being is that if the animal can see you, it's much more comfortable with you coming closer because they can decide whether you're an enemy or a friend. Okay? And they can respond appropriately. If you're in what's called the dead zone or the no-see zone, that means the animal can't see you and they want you further away. This is directly behind the animal in an ever-widening triangle, starting from basically behind the eyes or the ears. Okay, this zone in here is the no see or the no ability to see you zone. And so as you move into this, the animal doesn't want you to be there. Okay, so here's a couple things. If you enter the flight zone, the animal's going to move away. So as you walk toward the animal in this direction, okay, the animal is going to want to move away from you, right? At first, they're just going to turn and look at you and acknowledge your existence as you move closer. But as you bump up into this little zone here and even into the flight zone a little bit, the animal will move away. You don't want to penetrate the flight zone because then the animal is actually in the flight, as the word indicates, feeling, okay? The animal is either going to fight or flight. And you don't want them to enter, you definitely don't want them to enter the fight zone where they're going to turn and face you. That's what if you enter the animal this way, okay? That's a challenge. You're coming right up at their face. But if you're coming in anywhere of these directions, okay, and back, you're going to enter a flight zone. The animal is going to move away. But you don't want to go to the point where they're in panic and want to flee. You just want to move up enough to where they want to take a couple of steps. Now, the interesting thing is that every single animal, the distance between this flight zone and their actual body is completely different, okay? So one cow, you might have to get within 3 feet of the animal before they respond to your movement. Another animal might respond in 50 yards. Now, that's an extreme, but they can be that big, okay? So imagine trying to work an animal from 50 yards away. That's not what you want for your homestead or for your farm. That animal needs to go away or not be purchased at all. That's something that's a problem. But realize that they're ever different. And there's literally hundreds of nuances about how the animal responds with ear movement, head movement, body weight and shifting. All of those things enter into how close you are as a human to the flight zone or how close you are entering into the flight zone. All right? And that's how they respond. And that's the nuance of low stress handling. And it takes years to practice. It's not something that you're going to learn off of just this video or off a few other videos or reading some books. If you want the animal to go in that direction, I'm going to walk in this direction. Counter motion makes motion. If I want the animal to go this way, I'm going to walk against it. And that makes it go by me. Now, as I move with the animals, they slow down. As I go against the animals, they speed up. This one. Okay? When you are in the no-see zone, okay, the animal is going to want to turn. So now we're talking about turning, all right? The no-see zone and the turning of the animal are both intricately connected. So what happens is if you are standing here and begin walking in this direction, all right, as you enter this no-see zone, which again extends on out past the flight zone some, if you are now standing here, this animal is going to begin turning in this direction to see you, okay? If I walk quickly through this no-see zone and pop out over here, the animal is going to turn the other direction to see me, okay? Animals do not like them do not like a predator, which is what we are to the animal, we're a predator, right behind them, okay? So staying out of this zone is really important. You want to stay out here or out here, but never in here. You want to move through this no-see zone as quickly as possible to reach whatever outcome you're trying to do to get the animal to turn. I'm going to turn this animal here. Okay? If you want to just move the animal forward in this direction, you're wanting to position yourself. This is his back leg, front leg, right? Again, you are wanting to position yourself in this area where you can step into their hip and move the animal in this forward direction, okay? That way, you can move closer to the animal and the animal will begin to turn, or you can move further away and the animal will go straight or turn slightly away. See my placement on his hip? The animal can see me off of its side, and I'm on its hip and it's going through the gate. There's one. Okay, this one's coming out. I'm staying on its live zone where it can see me on its eye, staying off its hip. Animals only do what you tell them to do. There we go. Good fella. Very counterintuitive. If you want the animal to go in this direction, the average, typical understanding of working with cattle is that you would come over in here somewhere and begin pushing the animal to go. To make that happen, you are going to have to aggressively enter into this flight zone, all right, to make the animal flee. So as you enter this flight zone, their comfort level goes down, their stress level goes way up, and the speed of which they move goes way up. And that's not what you want. You want to work them slow and calm and quiet. So just remember, it's counterintuitive. If you want the animal to go in this direction, you are going to be positioning here and slowly working this way. And as the head begins to turn, you begin to work toward the animal and they go in this direction. So that's working with the animal, working with their natural responses. Remember, it's a predator-prey interaction. What does a predator like to do? They want to get where they're not seen, they want to sneak up, and they want to move fast right when they're close. Okay? If you do those same three things, the animal is going to respond just like they would to a predator situation. Okay? And you want to have a calm, gentle interaction with the animal, which means you're going to use this zone to your advantage to build trust and to work it with the animal as opposed to chasing.